my god. Freddy's gonna come back eventually, though. And I'm so worried right now. Whatever, let's just relax. Let's sit by these
We're going to have to draw.
They're probably alive, who knows? Okay,
Ennard.
Not moving at all. The only thing I can think is, like, we just have to hope that Bonnie stays there. Nobody comes into this room, and we just get super lucky. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Because
Hey there, welcome to the club.
I don't know, like,
Today
if
I'm
anyone
showing
comes
you
into
how
that
to
door,
draw
we're screwed if
Five
Bonnie's still there.
Freddy's
Okay, so you coming in? No.
So we start in the middle of the face,
Check on
we
Bonnie.
start with the nose. Draw a circle.
Starting from the come around to the side, to the bottom, and then
Hey there, and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Ennard from Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. So we start in the middle of the face, we're going to start with the nose. We're going to draw a circle, starting from the top, come around to the side, to the bottom, and then back up to the top. From here we're going to layer the eyes in on the left and right side. So let's start with the lower eyelid first. On the left side we're going to start up at the top and curve down to the outside. Just curving down and out towards the left. We'll do the same thing on the right side, starting from the inside, curving down and out towards the right. Let's draw the tops of the eyelid to complete the eye socket. So from the outside, we just want to curve up to the top and then back in towards the inside. Starting on the end, we're going to curve up and then pull this right back down on the inside. We'll do the same thing on the right, but we're going to start on the inside of the eye this time. Curving up, making sure that the tops are at the same height on both left and right. Let's go over to the right side and draw the eyeball tucked in inside this eye socket. So it's basically a circle tucked in on the inside edge. Starting in here, you curve around, and then back down towards the bottom. We want to leave a little edge on the side here because we want to draw that little cable on the side. And to do that, we just want to show some stripes along the edge here. Starting at the top, we just want to draw some lines going up, and as we come down, we're just going to angle them outwards. So these lines are almost pointed towards the center of the eyeball. Going across like that. Let's go inside here and draw in the iris and pupil. So let's start with a smaller circle. Start from the top, come around. We're going to draw a little highlight on the top left here. Just draw a small circle at the top, and we'll tuck the pupil in behind that highlight. So at the bottom of the highlight, we're just going to circle around and come into the side. We'll color that in black. Let's go over to the right side and draw all the cables spun around in behind that eye socket. So we start with the center one first. So we're just going to draw a line going straight across. We're going to round out the end and then bring that right back in like that. We're going to go back to the end here and just draw a curve going across like that. We're going to go up and just continue this pattern a few times on top. Now we're going to do the reverse on the bottom. Starting at the bottom, curving down and in. We'll do one more here. Now in here we just want to draw some cables. So on the center cable that we drew, we're just going to draw a series of curves going across. Now we're going to continue this on the top, and the one above that, and then the top one here. Let's do the same for the bottom. We're just going to go across with almost like C shapes that go across like that. On the side here, we just want to show a little bit more cabling on the ends. So on the center, we're just going to curve out. We're going to go up to the second one, so we're going to skip one. Draw another one here, and at the bottom, draw another one below that. Let's go ahead and color the outside area in black.
I'm guessing Jane is us. For some reason, you guys had here, we don't have a head. I don't know. We never saw Ryan, we never saw Adrian, and we never saw Mike. I don't know if that's because, like, we didn't beat the night, and, like, maybe there's cutscenes, but there wasn't cutscenes because we played and beat 95 just now, and there wasn't anything at all. But
let's give Ennard some eyebrows. So above the left eye, I'm just going to start with a curve, just up here, starting from the outside. We'll curve in. Now we want to round out the two ends, but on the end on the outside is a little bit smaller, and on the one on the inside is a little bit bigger. And we're going to connect those ends with a curve. So it gets a little bit thicker as we come in towards the center of the face. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Starting on the inside, we're going to curve across, and then down. We'll round out the inside, round out the bottom with a small curve, and we'll connect those with a curve. So it gets a little bit smaller on the outside here. Let's go ahead and draw in the slit inside the center of the face. So from the nose, from the top of the nose, we're going to go straight up to the top of the head, right about here. But we want to pull our pen towards us. This will help us create a straighter line. And we want to do the same thing on the right. So we're just going left and right of center. Just two parallel lines like that. From here we're going to draw a curve around the side of the face. You want to bring the curve down to about the same height as that bottom edge of that eye. So right over here. Starting on the left, curve out. We'll just pull this down around the eye to right about the same height there. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So we're going to pull this down to the same height on the right. Curving out. And pulling this down to the same height there. Let's round out the cheeks. So from this point, I'm just going to pull out a curve like that. Same thing on the right side, making sure they're at the same height. Now these are going to curve down towards the center for the top of the mouth. But let's start with that center line first. So we're going to match these two parallel lines just below the nose with two short lines like that. Now we can connect that point to the outside of the cheek with a curve. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Okay, so we got the upper part of the face. Actually, the one thing I want to draw in is the side slits of the nose. So right on the side here, I'm just going to draw a little curve. On the right, we'll do the same thing. Now let's draw in some teeth. So there's a row of teeth along the top here. I'm going to draw a set on this side of the face and then this side on the right. So let's start over here. I'm going to draw like an elongated oval. So we're going to draw this a few times across. 2, 3, maybe we can fit 5 along the top here. And they want to be almost the exact same length going across. We're going to go to the right side and do the same thing. So we want to start with the inside first, and then make that space in between, and work our way across. So 5 teeth along the top. From here, let's go down to the lower jaw. We're going to draw 2 short lines like we did above the mouth, just below here for the lower jaw. So make sure they're at the same, so they're lined up here. We're going to take those 2 points and curve up the bottom of the mouth towards the outside of that tooth. So here's going to curve up here, cross like that, and then on the right we'll do the same thing, so curving up right beside that tooth. Let's go ahead and draw on the top of the jaw. So there's another curve that goes out towards that cheekbone, so it curves up like that. Curving up. Now we're going to round out the ends, get a bit of roundness. Now this is going to pull in towards the bottom of that jaw. So from the left side we'll curve down and then in. On the right, we'll go in the opposite direction, going up. Let's add a little bit of detail in the inside of the mouth. So there's some cables that are sort of wrapped downwards this way, so they kind of curve back. So let's start with the one in the center here. We go up, and then pull that down. Go to the right side, do the same thing. Let's draw one more right beside it. Curving up, draw one on the left here. And to show the cable lines, I just want to draw a couple curves. Curving across. Like that. One more there. Now let's go ahead and just draw some cables on the outside that are holding the little eyeball on the side here. So we start on the top of the mouth. We're going to curve in towards that jaw, and we're going to continue it outwards. So it kind of goes in behind that lower left jaw. We're going to round this out and pull it back. Continue on the inside of the mouth. Draw the cable lines on the inside. So we're going to draw some C shapes on the inside of that cable. Go all the way inside the mouth. We're going to draw some more cables on the top. So from this point, we're going to curve up. We're going to go up to the top again, curve up. Draw some more C shapes for the cable lines. Draw one up here. Now under here, I'm going to tuck an eyeball underneath. So right underneath this cable, and draw sort of like a quarter circle that goes across like that. In here we're going to draw the iris and pupil. So we're going to draw an oval, so it looks like the eyeball is sort of turned this way. Starting from the top, curve around. We're going to draw a little highlight on the top, so a little circle. And then we'll tuck the pupil with a little oval colored in underneath. Let's draw one little cable underneath this that's holding it. So beside the eyeball, we're just going to curve around, wrap around the eye, and back out. We're going to add some cable lines across here, so those C shapes going all the way around, like that. On the right side, I want to show some structural detail on the inside of the jaw. So we're going to start up here, curve into the lower right jaw. I'll do that twice. So it looks like a bar that's holding the top of the face to the jaw here. Let's go ahead and color the inside area in black. Starting on the left here, we're going to work our way around the teeth.
Spring Bunny should come running around any second now, probably from the left side, which means, oh, nope, he attacks at 42 seconds in. So 15, 28, and 42, guys. I should have a notepad, but I don't have one. We're so screwed. Oh God, no!
And as we get towards the center here, you'll see that there's a little gap at the bottom of this line. So we're just going to go down, and we'll just close it off just below, or just above the bottom point there. Keep working our way towards the right.
Or was it 28 and 42? All right, we're learning. We are slowly learning, and we're gonna figure this game out. And we are gonna beat it with strategy. Okay, guys, we're gonna beat it with strategy. All right, here we go. Back to 9-5.
And as we get to this bar, we're just gonna stop right there. Leave that open-ended over there. On the top here, we're gonna go all the way to the top. So we're just gonna close the top here because the hat sits up on top. I'm gonna color this in black.
And then Fredbear at like 40.
Now let's add some ears. So right on the inside edge of that cheekbone, we're going to draw a straight line. So up here, we go right into that cheek. And from the top, we just want to do a half circle round it out. Towards the left, and then pull.
I've never thought to be the knight, I would have to have a stopwatch beside me. It just feels so weird. Okay,
do the same thing. Let's draw.
We got this, guys.
I'm going to take the end of the cable here, the hat brim. So it's basically a curve that goes up above this little seam here. So starting on the left, I'm going to go up in the middle, and then curve this back down and tuck it in on the right side. Now from here, we're going to step in and draw almost a triangle going up to the top. So right here, if we look at the center, we're going to draw the hat up to about here. We're going to start at the top left and angle down towards that hat brim. On the right, we'll angle down towards the right. Now the top, we're going to draw in the pom-pom. You could start with a circle, or you can just make a little bit more detail and just draw these little curves, or make it a little rounded around the edge of the circle. So I'm going to start on the left side, and I'm just going to draw a series of little curves that sort of go around and form a circle.
And he's super slow.
Now it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, you can just kind of work your way around like that. Let's add some stripes in the hat. So from the top corner, I'm going to curve down and towards the right. I'm going to step down, draw that same curve going across. We're going to step down again, just draw a curve for the bottom stripe. I want to add a little bit more detail, so I'm going to add one little cable coming up from the right cheek in towards the right jaw here. So let's start at the top. I'm going to start with a little curve like that. From here I'm going to go on the outside of the cable and go around and then just pull this down in towards that jaw. I'm going to follow it, that same curve, on the inside, leaving that even space all the way around. Up here I'm going to draw two lines coming in, so there's a little space there. I'm going to round it out to connect those two sides. I'm going to take the end of the cable here, curve in behind that line, that little wire there on both sides, and we're going to work our way down this cable with a series of curves. And you can see that I'm following the form of this cable. So I'm turning these little lines like that, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Ennard from Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.